Hi everyone, this is Anthony O'Flynn coming to you live from the Sunshine Coast. Happy Friday. I don't know about you guys, but it's so much going on at the moment. It's really hard to keep up with it all. And the intensity energy really is starting to amplify. Astrologically, there's a lot going on. It's eclipse season starting next week. Next Wednesday there's an eclipse, Moon in Sag. Mercury retrograde. And the Mars-Uranus square is a lot of tension happening now. It's within 1 degree of being exactly square. So this is a pretty powerful, pretty fiery and pretty explosive configuration, and it's causing a lot of tension around the world, which we can see. A lot of violence occurring in the Middle East, a lot of tension there. But also a lot of inner tension. We're really in the quickening now, where everything's happening faster and faster. Evolution at an individual, collective level is happening faster and faster. The spiritual tests are actually coming more and more. They tend to come in, well, as a generalization, they tend to come in waves. Some are ongoing. A lot of people having a tough time of it at the moment. But this is what we signed up for, and it's an opportunity for growth, and the bigger the test, the bigger the growth. So there is a direct correlation between those two forces of nature, and obviously if we can view this experience that we're going through as that, it's much more positive than coming from a victim mindset. And that's actually something I've noticed is a really theme for growth of the awakening community in general, is that there is too much of a victim mindset, and that needs to change into an empowered state, which is a work in progress, but something we need to be mindful of, because this underdog, disempowered mentality that is coming through in the awakening community is actually not helping work towards any solutions. It's really coming from the place of blame, from anger, from frustration, and from a need to distance ourselves from our experience and externalize it by adopting the disempowered victim mindset. And while there needs to be an awareness of the issues, and at a global level we're still very much in the beginning now of this phase as I see it. They do overlap, but in the beginning the awareness of the issues is the big thing. Most people have no idea what's really going on in the bigger picture, and there's a bigger picture beyond the bigger picture actually. But so we're very much collectively still in this awareness phase. So any awareness or information that you're giving out to people who are discovering and waking up is very beneficial, very helpful, but at the same time we need to be aware that solutions are going to take us where we want to go. So with the intensity of what's occurring energetically, I wanted to make the point that the recent spike in the Schumann Resonance that's been occurring, it's really been ongoing on and off for the last 2 weeks. It's dropped off in the last couple of days, but it has been the most powerful period, in my view, for years. In the last well, I can't give you an exact date, but it's about 1 to 2 weeks, more than 1 week, probably less than 2 weeks. And ongoing sustained activation like that, it doesn't occur very often, and it doesn't have a tendency to maintain that level. And the power of that activation of the crown, that's what's causing a lot of the shifts and a lot of the actual tension, because in this way the light is dislodging the dark. And this is one thing that will be an ongoing theme this decade, is the breaking down of the status quo and the dislodging of the dark by the light. The light is not having the function that many of us would think, in a sense it's not all rainbows and unicorns, but it's still important to acknowledge what's occurring. That's Mount Coolum behind me here on the Sunshine Coast, and so you're facing, I'm basically north behind me there. That's Maroochy River opening up into the ocean. It's an amazing place to live. I'm in Cotton Tree now, it's my neighbourhood. And the Schumann Resonance, the elevation of the subtle frequencies that are occurring in the subtle bodies, is very, very characteristic of this. And the last couple of weeks have been quite exceptional. And once this momentum starts to build, it has a tendency to self-perpetuate, in the sense that once a new this vibration stabilizes, there's like a new equilibrium in us. And each time that it happens and we're open to receive this energy, it actually makes it easier for the next spike to integrate that energy, because we then become more activated in the subtle bodies, and we actually have a resonance that is ongoing and sustained, and is also open to receive these frequencies when they do occur, which many people are trying to evaluate the effects, which are very powerful, and also the causes, and the why. Why does the Schumann spike when it does, and for how long and why? Well, I mean, it is part of the global transformation that we're going through, but obviously it's also because of the subtle reality that's changing on this planet. And this is really one of the most powerful things to acknowledge in us, that we are basically stepping into a new way of being very easily, and it's ongoing. So we're rediscovering new aspects of us, newer high frequencies of us, and then that is also transforming our journey. So we're basically shedding our skin ongoing. It's not a question of just getting to a new level and staying there. It's really a matter of continuing the journey. So this transformation is ongoing, it's continuous, and it's really important to acknowledge and let go of the past identity that you had in this way and move into this higher state, because that's the beauty of what is happening with the Schumann Resonance and this changing subtle vibration, is it's there to support us. And that doesn't abnegate us from having to do the necessary work, the necessary inner work, and make efforts. But it's really a matter of us becoming more conscious, and also really embracing this paradigm shift, which is, it's really turning everything upside down on its head. So we have the intense astrological configurations, and also the Schumann resonance spiking, and that may subside for, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be days. The vibration can change very suddenly. So it's a fascinating time to be here. I'm really excited about what this decade holds, and I think it's really important that we maintain a continual positive vibration and try to let go of our expectations of what our life should be like. And I know it can be really difficult, because there are just so many tests that are coming for all of us, but it's really coming back to embracing the soul journey, which is easier said than done, but really gives us a framework to let go of some of the challenges we have around our ego and see them as secondary to the growth of our soul, which is primary, and also to connect with our inner state, which is primary, and our outer state is secondary. And this is what will serve us moving through this, because we really are going to be taken out of our comfort zone. There's a chapter in my book that's going to be published soon. It's called Evolution is Coming for You. And it's basically talking about these themes, that evolution is coming for all of us. But unfortunately, many people are not really in a place where they can see their life journey as being that. So that's going to be playing out across this decade, and it is going to be particularly challenging more and more for people who are not really wanting to or ready to start to embody these qualities of the soul journey. And we can see more and more that there is this bifurcation process happening. There is this split occurring, and 2020 really was when that became tangible, where we sort of began to discover different aspects of ourselves, parts of our belief systems that we would not compromise, and who we are and what we really stand for, which I think is amazing, because so many people are really stepping forward, really stepping up, finding their voice, and are starting to become genuinely more empowered, which is a real sign that this shift is really moving forward. And to, if this is all new for you, or you're hearing this in the future or sometime, that this is equally as applicable to you. It's just that some people have been more aware of these issues of spirituality and of the global transformation for longer, which does make it easier. It means that we can basically move forward in a way that in some ways would be easier. So I wanted to give a big shout out to everyone who is involved with the Paradigm Shift Summit movement. We are launching the tickets soon, and I wanted to let everyone know that if you want to get a cheaper ticket, sign up for the newsletter, because all the details of that will be in the newsletter, will come out soon. So if you go to the website paradigmshift.com.au and sign up for the newsletter, that will be the only place where the discounted tickets are available from with the code. And that is the 30th of October to the 1st of November. So it's a 3-day event on the Gold Coast, and the weekend is the event itself, and then the Monday is the workshop. So we have all different tickets available for people who, depending on their life situation and what they'd like to attend. And that's going ahead this year. After last year, I was really happy that we could just run the event. In 2020, a lot of people had written us off and said that event would never happen, we'd never run it. We ran it, and it was a big success. And as I was saying before, when things are difficult and there are a lot of challenges, it's really where you find out what you're made of and who you are. So I was really happy just to be able to run it last year. And so this year, we're hoping that we'll be able to come back even stronger after last year. So that's an exciting thing to be on offer. We've also got a skywatch happening on the 19th of June. I think it's the 19th of June, just before the winter solstice, at Mount Samson, which is just outside Brisbane. You can check out the Facebook page for the details of that, the Paradigm Shift Summit Facebook page. That's not on the website, those details. And we've got sound healing, and we're going to have a fire and do a skywatch for the solstice. And I'm also running a retreat in July at Mission Beach, a rainforest retreat, and that's part of the holistic yoga offerings that I offer. So you can go to holisticyoga.net for that. So there's a lot happening for all of us. I really think that it's important that we're resilient, stay optimistic, and don't buy into the victim mindset. Buy into the co-creator, empowered mindset. It's having a much different frequency about it, a much different resonance, and it's really much more uplifting, inspiring to come from a place that we are co-creators and we're not victims. And the reason why a lot of these things are going wrong with elite in the world is they're actually very weak people. They're very disempowered people. That's why they need to belong to these secret organisations and be in this kind of clan and all these groups and societies and so on, because they're not really powerful people by themselves. They hide behind the illusion of what's going on. And I actually called the Prime Minister's office yesterday, Scotty from Marketing's office, and spoke to a very polite person about this passport that he has done a introduction to the Australian public recently in an interview, and the overall feedback is that Australian people don't want this. It's not part of our values. It's not part of our belief systems. It's not part of our way of life. So it's something to think about how we're contributing to this, and we can do it in an empowered, positive way, polite way. If you are called to do something like that, there's no point being rude or abusive or any of that, but to be polite and respectful, and to simply let people know who are the perceived authority that you're not standing for this, and you won't be, you're not supporting this, and you don't want this. And this is really part of moving forward in a more empowered state. So that's everything from me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll be back doing some more lives soon. I've got plenty to share, but I've just got so much on at the moment. So thanks for watching. We live in epic times.